Hey, it's Paul from Derivan, and today we're going to have a little look at varnishing. Now, in the past we've used MM14, which is a acrylic varnish that's water-based. Today we're going to be exploring some Turps-based varnish. Now, we'd use Turps-based varnish when we wanted to have a final coat or a final seal on the painting. And what this means is that it forms a protective coat that we can then come back later and clean and protect from the elements. It's also really important if we're going to use a work that was going outside or somewhere that was going to get moisture or wet in any way, shape or form. This is a final seal on it. Final varnish comes in 3 different applications. One's satin, one's matte and one is gloss. Now it's important that if we're using the satin or the matte, they have a matting agent or a satin agent in them. And by the very nature of this, it settles to the bottom of the tin. So it's most important when using these ones that we stir that thoroughly through the varnish before application. Today I'm using the gloss, so it's not as important to have it stirred. Some of you may have seen me apply MM7 before, where we follow the form of the paint underneath. It's not as critical when we're using a Turps-based varnish, so we can varnish just right the way through from left to right, so long as we've got a wet edge to a wet edge. So let's give it a go. Yeah, I don't know whether you can pick that up, but it's quite fluid, so it goes on really easily. And we need to ultimately apply 2 coats. But the main thing is to make sure that it's very dry in between those coats. When we say really dry, it's at least 24 hours, and preferably 48 or even more. So just make sure when you're applying the second coat that you've let this dry overnight. Now, with the application of this, I've just gone for a nylon brush that's really quite soft and quite easy to manipulate across the work. Even if there's heavy ridges of paint there, it's still going to just float gently over the top. Because this is a Turps-based varnish, it's important that we're working in a ventilated area. So there you have it. That really is quite simple, quick and easy. Just make sure that you clean the brush quickly and thoroughly. Don't let it dry out or you will destroy the brush. Now, we can wash that up in Turps or we can use some brush restorer. So that will help to unlock any of the residue left in that brush. So it really is quite fun and quite easy, so why don't you have a go?